find that out right now, Mela. So we're going to be running into this. It's going to be a best of one between Ascent.EU and Se7en. We're going to be coming into this first mid on Granary. And right now we're going to be seeing things setting up with Domo and Cadis entering mid at almost identical times. But Cadis taking the first bit of damage as they're trying to set things up. We're going to be waiting for the initial soldier bombs as Polygon looks to take some high ground right now. And so does Salentes, but he's the first frag to go down. Zebasai's in behind, but didn't connect anything. But Cadis gets a pipe bomb to Connor. Zebasai goes down as well, and they're just going to backpedal out of there, Mela. What happened with Connor? I did not see.
Yeah, I mean, the mid is actually still going. And, oh my god, he two shots Thalash in the corner. Domo's trying to follow up, but Se7en, they're able to get back from the choke, and so Cadis can just sticky that off, and they're not really going to be able to do much. But interestingly, Ascent still has control of the mid, and Domo's going for an aggressive play because really, at this point, there's nothing else for him to do. He's actually all the way he's all the way behind, and Cadis, massive brain, he's ready for it, and Domo's going to go down. So Se7en, they're going to be able to take the mid. They have full Uberad, and Domo's down, so they have no stickies to worry about. They are going to be going quite aggressively into the second point and should be able to really just take this for free at this point.
But right now, Cadis is very disconnected from the rest of his team, but even though that's happened, Ascent aren't deciding to meet them. Obviously, with that huge Uberad, they're going to be trying to stabilize onto second, trying to get that force out of Raymond, not letting them do it into last. Like, Cadis is very much in, and he's actually going to go down to Domo as a result. And they're looking for other frags. Salentes going down near Lunchbox. Captain actually dropping down as well. So they've got two key frags. They can look at maybe moving in, but right now we do have a pause, as it looks like Connor DC.
Oh, that's unfortunate because he's just about to have Uber.
Yeah, that's like the worst. Like, that depends on how Se7en are feeling right now. Do they? Because Raymond's got 100%.
Yeah.
Are they going to let him build up, or are they just going to go in?
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. I guess we'll have to see what the players opt to do in this situation, though also, I don't know, it's a land tournament, so maybe Se7en just pushes it. I don't know. We'll have to see what they decide to do. That was very odd, though. Like, Se7en, they took a very long time getting into two because Domo was down. They pretty much already had their Uber. They had their full team alive. They could have just left one scout to cap, and they could have just started going. They were kind of wasting a bit too much time. And that allowed Domo to get back up, and he was the one who ended up killing Cadis, who kind of overextended alone on two. So far, actually, even on the beginning of the mid, I'm actually surprised that Se7en were able to win the first mid, because Salentes bombed in pretty much all alone, and that was how Connor took so much damage off the jump, because Salentes bombed in, landed on the crate, he hit Connor for 100, but he was alone. He had absolutely no support. He was on Ascent's side of the map. He got blown up, and then Ascent 6v5, they kind of pushed a little too quickly into Se7en. Like, they were already up one man. They could have just progressed across the point and taken the mid, I feel. But they kind of aggressively bombed in right after, and that led to them losing players.
Yeah, Cadis managed to get hold of Connor, which just completely severed the heels, and that was such an important thing.
But so far, on both these Se7en pushes, they've had a player, I feel, totally overextend or just be isolated. I don't know if it's a personal overextension or like some kind of miscommunication with the team or something, but yeah, Cadis ended up way too far forward. He didn't have the beam connected on him with Raymond. Domo got the pick, and then Polygon came in for another pick up top. I mean, this is actually, if Connor didn't just disconnect, this is actually a great situation for Ascent because they are up 6-4 man ad. But
yeah, it's interesting because like we may see a stabilization or something like that where both teams just kind of do the courtesy, let them build it out. Or Se7en may just go in. But with Cadis and Salentes down, it is a good opportunity for Domo to bring some more pressure onto second, capping that out. It looks like they just repause and unpause to let Connor back into the game.
I think so. I would assume so.
So we are going to be seeing that. But yeah, it is really interesting that right now Se7en aren't tight. They feel very loose. Is the best way to describe it. They're not staying. Kind of Cadis is not staying back, and that's what he usually does. He's kind of leading a lot of things, and it led to him getting fragged, and then Salentes got picked up in Lunchbox as well, and that just meant that they had those two frags there. Yeah,
they had really mistimed everything involving that late Domo pick. Everything after that, they had really mistimed as far as the length of him being down, where they didn't get in fast enough to then when he was actually spawned, mistiming the aggression, going too far forward. Yeah, very odd. But also, they did take a bit of a break, and they just got back to their PCs and that sort of thing. So it might take like a few minutes to totally get into the game. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing, that happens. And that happens when you're at a LAN and you're walking away from your PC and you've been playing all day and then you come back. So, you know, things like that, they happen. But yeah,
a bit of aches and pains from all of the playing.
Yeah, so we'll have to see, I guess, if that's indicative of perhaps a reoccurring problem throughout the entire game, if they're, you know, not as tight in their play. But we are actually now back into the game, and Kredu is on the spy, and they are letting good sportsmanship.
That's really
you love to see it. Feels good, man.
Yeah, that's really sportsman. That's actually really, really nice. The captain walks out and lets Connor get some saws, lets him get back to about 85%, equals out the Uber, and that is really respectable. So that's something that I think people should always aspire to be, especially at the highest level of Team Fortress 2. And now we're going to be waiting on Kredu, looking in the high area, looking to get some shots. Doesn't manage to connect anything. The pressure is coming on from Se7en. And maybe they're looking on the left-hand side, looking for that exchange. Kredu now going to rotate into lower. Cadus actually in a really good spot as well to protect himself from that. So, you know, that's actually a really smart place to be.
That is an interesting spot. I don't think I've seen anyone do that before, actually.
You know, Cadus, he just thinks outside the box, or this time on top of it.
Kredu rotating up top and looking to see if he can get some kind of pick. The only man there is ex-Ascent player Se7en peeking through up top. Kredu going to dome his ex-soldier, but he's going to actually rotate off there. Zebo just watching that left side door. Connor playing on the pipe. Pretty standard medic position.
How do you feel like they're going to break this?
Well, Starkey is on the sniper, and he's peeking through that left door. Domo is just crouched. Captain actually gets domed by Kredu in the meantime. If Starkey got a full peek there, Domo was just crouched on a box, standing still. But in the meantime, trying to get some peeks in here on the left side. Ams and Zebo have the door wide open for Kredu as he's looking for some kind of pick.
He's trying to win the 1v1 with Starkey right now. I think that's the main aim. Is got a very crouched Kredu, and he's going to see it. No, Starkey's going to win out that 1v1. And now they're going to try and use Starkey for entry picks. They see the little bits of sticks, but it's not enough. Going to deal a little bit of damage, but not able to connect those entry picks. And it means that they're just going to have to spam and try and maybe create another opportunity as they are looking on the right-hand side, bringing their players in. Cadus does go pretty low as Ascent do riposte it. And right now, Mela, it's very, very slow from both teams. They're being very methodical, and you can understand why. Like, this is a situation where Ascent overextend by even like a few meters, they are going to get punished as a result.
Yeah, Se7en, I think they could have sent in a soldier there. Like, Se7en could have dropped out the window, gone for some kind of play while they had the man advantage, just do something a little bit extra. They were trying to get a bit of an angle for Stark, but nothing really came of it, so couldn't have hurt to maybe send in a soldier and go for the force play, but they're going to play it a little bit safer than that, just hold back, wait for Stark to get the major pick that can actually enable the full push. In the meantime, Kredu, he did respawn on that sniper, and he's going to peek from the left side again, so we might have the exact same angle of the same sniper fight that Stark previously just won, but Kredu's going to rotate away. Connor's in everybody's just hiding in wacky spots. Look at where Connor is right now. Everybody's just in strange spots
on the side of pipe. That's a cool little spot. But again, like, how are you going to peek that angle as a sniper? You're just not. It's just you're going to have to be so far in to be able to do anything with that. And Kredu, looking on the left-hand side, maybe going to rotate right as we see Starkey try the exact same thing. And really, both teams are just waiting for that single pick. It's all about that single pick that their snipers can do. You've got a headshot coming out of Kredu there, sponsored by Korvax FBS trainer. Is that correct, Mela?
Yeah, no, that is correct. That is absolutely correct, Kredu. Young Kovac himself.
Yeah.
Se7en, they're gathered up on this lower side, though, as Domo's been holding this door incredibly aggressively, as both snipers, they really like this one angle, but they don't like peeking it just enough to actually shoot each other.
Yeah, they like it, but they're not too comfortable in it, as right now, I think Starkey was maybe thinking of just going for a crazy play, but Domo's got this left-hand side completely locked down. Like, if he overextends a little, he risks it, but they're all playing very, very safe. Everyone's kind of really afraid of letting the other team get that upper hand. And actually, Credu's going to get onto Se7en, now go for another rotation, maybe get another entry pick as Domo's trying to do some exchange on his right-hand side. And actually, was that a bomb-in from Zebo's side? Zebo's side currently in?
Yep.
Oh my god, he got domed, but he got capped in. Thalash actually picking up Polygon as a result as well. But the Uber was forced out at 7. So this is actually really good from Ascent. They've got that Uber force out. They just need to, you know, swap Credu off and maybe push back in. It is a risky thing to push into second though, because if you lose that push, it can be very difficult. And Raymond's going to be out of there the second they come in shining all red.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing potentially working in their favor is the fact that Se7en has Starkey on Sniper, so that reduces the threat of the back cap, and also a Sniper in Granary too is just not the ideal spot. Se7en is going to go down right away. I mean, if Stark does get any frags here at all, that is quite impressive, as this is one of the worst areas in all of competitive TF2 to be sniping. So he's going to be looking for the angle on the point, but that's just about all he has to work with. In the meantime, Ascent, they're slowly creeping towards and trying to get on it. Cadus Sticky's flying in, Domo Sticky's flying back at him, and the Ubers are going to get traded out here. Ams comes in, Uber popped onto Stark. He gets saved at the last second, and Ams is just looking around, hunting for some kind of frag. He's in a 1v1 with the soldier on the flank. Oh, nice pistol work. Gets him down, and he's going to be able to survive. Thalash, in the meantime, going down on the point. Domo trying to hold it down with the spam. Frags being traded on both sides, and now kind of just this elongated
with the back cap as well. But Polygon's going to get picked up by Starkey, and that's a very elongated fight. That's a really good point to make, is really Ascent weren't able to fully commit and finish off that cap, and now they're going to have to backpedal. They've lost Ams, they've also lost Polygon, so they're 2 players down. Se7en is going to be looking to create some space, as well as Cadus, and more importantly, Starkey looking for that, maybe that one little pick. But Credu on the heavy, managing to pick up some frags, but Zebo's side going, it's trade for trade right now, Mela. No one's really capitalizing fully on the mistake. They're like making their own little mistakes here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're back in the same situation we were in not long ago, with players looking at doors and looking for picks. Credu's on the heavy this time, however, playing close to the door with Domo, which is not a bad idea, because I did feel like Domo kind of needed support on that door. He was just holding it all alone, and Se7en were trying to get some kind of aggressive play on, in on him, but now Credu, literally the greatest heavy to ever touch this game, like actually, but actually though he is. He's gonna be helping Domo on that door, and meanwhile, yeah, pretty much the stock hold positions here from Ascent, as Se7en, Starkey, he's just gonna be looking for a pick. That's what snipers do.
Yeah, that's exactly what snipers do, but alongside that, Credu deciding to go back onto Sniper as well. And Starkey back at his favourite angle right now. No, he's rotating through lunchbox and maybe looking again for a shot onto pipe, seeing if we can catch anyone there. Yeah, Polygon's in a spot, but it's not going to connect. And really slow from both teams. No one, again, capitalising on what they need to capitalise on. There's no second frag after the entry frag from the sniper. It doesn't feel like they're able to capitalise, because once one goes down, Se7en are like fully there, ready to stop that. But then if it happens with Ascent, they do the exact same thing, where they're like, oh, they're going to send in another player. And Starkey, 5th kill, going to go to Credu. And that just means that they, again, are going to look to maybe send in Captain, get Starkey in. They've got options right now. They need another frag, though. They need to bring it to a 2-player advantage. And as Se7en goes down to Domo. And again, like I mentioned, they try to send someone in, but Ascent immediately just deal with them. Just deal with whatever's happening. They're locking down their left-hand side. Domo's locking down right and also window. So there's nothing that Se7en can do to really get in.
Yeah, Se7en, he was up top. He had 40 HP, and he figured, we have a pick. Why not bomb in? And Domo saw that, and yeah, he didn't have a lot of health, so that one pipe to the air kind of blew him up. That was a nasty pipe from Domo. That one's going in the frag movie. So now back to this same. It's actually astounding that Stark has.
Oh, this is what we need. The second frag. Things are happening, and again, Polygon decides to use the Uber with Connor straight in, but the exchange has happened. Cadus feeling a little bit more comfortable, decides to jump across. They've done this before against Ascent. And now they're looking for the frags, but no, Kate is going to get cleaned up by Domo. Starkey getting Polygon as well, using those entry frags. More players going down. Captain Se7en picking up frags. Ams nearly making it. Cruddy now and Zebasai trying their best to hold on to this, but Falas doing really good work and Starkey helping him out. Now it's Cruddy versus a sniper and a med. They're swinging, they're hitting. Raymond's coming in. Cruddy's staying alive. He's jumping over everyone. He's on 50 HP. He takes down Starkey. Raymond's still alive in last. He's juking everything. Oh my god.
Oh my god, what a hold by Tradu. That was pretty incredible. I can't believe, how does a sniper have 9 kills pushing into last and they just never cap? That is honestly insane. Se7en is trying to hold it down, but they are going to have to give up this second point. Ascent, they are going to take it. 50% add on Connor. Raymond just spawning out. Captain is still down, so Ascent should be able to make the push into mid right now if they want, but they're perhaps a little bit too slow, but a little bit too slow for a standard team is not the same as too slow for Ascent. But they are actually going to hold back and wait to get this Uber. 85%. It looks like Ems wants to take it out upper onto mid.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to bring that forward right now, Mela, but they haven't got it yet. Just after Ams dies, they get it. They lose Polygon as well. They're just feeding into Se7en, and Se7en are not a team you want to do that. They will clean up any player that's not Ubered that comes through a choke. They're very good at doing that, and they got punished as a result. That's just really weird decision-making from Ascent, and now they're backpedaling onto their last with the 2-player disad, waiting for those respawns to join them.
Yeah, the respawns do come in, though, and it seems like another stalemate situation as the vintage lunchbox roamer trade occurs for the millionth time in the history of TF2. And Polygon is going to take over that position as all the 7 players want to come through. They actually Uber right in onto Polygon, so he's going to go down right away. Ascent, they have not popped this Uber yet, however. Thalash, he's going to have to try to run out of there just to stay alive, but he's going to go down. Oh my god.
Look at the chase from the Scout.
That's going to take down the combo of Thalash and Raymond. All the 7 players are up behind, though. Zebo getting chased. Kratos going to try to help him out and re-chase Starkey in the last. So Kratos going to get that trade, and he's going to try to get back to the point where a 1v1 demo fight is happening. It's just chaos. Cadis is going to go down to the fight from Domo and a little bit of help from Kradu. They're going to try to gather up on the second point of takeout Captain, which they are going to be able to do, and now, finally, make their way into the midpoint.
Calm down, Se7en. This is some really interesting fights coming out of Se7en. They're just, like, if they lose Raymond, instead of trying to fight, they're kind of waiting and then trying to collapse onto points, catch players out. And it was interesting that Starkey chased so hard for Zebasai. That's not really something I'd expect from Starkey. I'd expect him to expect the Scout to chase him, not just do a trade for trade. We had the classic Roma lunchbox trade as well between Zebasai and Se7en, and right now things have kind of stabilized, but Se7en's getting pressured, but dealing the rockets, him on land is an absolute weapon, and right now the rotating Ubers are equal. Is Ams going to do one of his ballsy trades?
Looks like he wants to, but
Connor's not there.
Yeah, Connor not there. Both teams at 100% Uber. It seemed like they had to stall because Zebasai took so much damage on the flank, so Connor was just arrowing back up to 200. Meanwhile, Se7en is going to come in with the spawn, but the Uber trade is going to go off on the point. Cadis actually got so low. They're trying to flash in Polygon behind, as Cadis is just going to try to sticky up these doors to keep the Ascent team out. Meanwhile, the focus is really going to be on Polygon, who's over in the flank, but he actually just works his way out, and stalemate.
That was perfect. They managed to get him in, create that opportunity to make something happen, and he just leaves. Just, yeah, no.
Yeah, he really he just kind of jumped in behind and he just walked back out. But in the meantime, the Ascent combo, they're working their way up into lunchbox with both soldiers actually. No scouts involved. Am's hanging around the lower side, but the double soldiers are just posted up. If anyone turns this corner, they're just going to eat 200 instantly. And it looks like Se7en might be aware of what's happening to some extent. They have a lot of eyes looking towards lunchbox. Like, actually, all of them are looking towards lunchbox right now. So
the thing with Se7en is they won't go into that. They'll just watch it. They're incredibly patient, and it is zero apiece. No one's run a round, so Se7en don't want to get into the situation where if they do lose that one round, Ascent can just slow everything down as much as they want. Like, from that point, they don't need to rush because Granary is a map that you can slow down very easily, but Polygon right now looking to come up on top side through Lunchbox, goes straight on Raymond, but Raymond's gonna have to use the exchange has happened. They haven't sent anyone behind, haven't got any decent frags, but Polygon actually slithers behind, tries to get the connect, but Starkey and Slenders clean him up. You also see Zebasai going down as well, so that's 2 soldiers, no spam to deal with the pushing Se7en roster as they are pushing in deep. Captain's in. Credu ends up going down. Starkey as a return frag. Arms in behind, trying to win a 1v1 against a healed scout. He's doing well, 7 HP. He's become the ultimate life bomb. No one could hit him. Oh, that was close. And Salentes ends up killing it. And that is, again, going to be a bit of a fizzle out from that exchange, Mela.
In the meantime, while we saw Ams just holding off the entire combo of 7, Cadis, Soldier, someone, I don't know, half a 7, they were chasing Connor into garage. They couldn't kill him. Connor was so weak dodging, and Domo just piped down everyone. So Am's able to distract. Domo got all these cleanup frags, and I mean, that was a abysmal situation for Ascent. They had 4 players alive. They were all in the same spot trying to escape garage. They should all be dead 95% of the time there. The fact that Connor lived, the fact that they almost all lived is
only
actually incredible. Yeah, that's really a low percentage chance. Zebo is going to go down. It looked like he just wanted to get in to go for some kind of sack play, so I'm assuming he was planning on not being alive. Anyhow, sack coming in actually then from Captain, but he's going to go down as well. Connor going to be okay, going to get the pack. And now we're into a 5-on-5. Zebasai is going to come up, and wouldn't be surprised if that means Ascent pushes, because they are totally open to pushing Uber v Uber, and they're going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to get this exchange going. A lot of flashing from Se7en, but Ascent kind of doing the same, trying to send Polygon in behind. Ubers have fiddled out. Cadis not going to go with the chase into garage, and right now it is very much, you know, Domo's locking down garage. Cadis not able to really push his team in, and right now we still got that mid to second stalemate. We've got Zebasai coming back in to join his team, as well as Polygon. You know, they've got all of their healers. It looks like Credu actually went back to switch onto sniper, so they're going to be looking for some legendary. Like, this is a good sniper angle. You talked about how the 1 in second's not good. This is a good sniper angle. You can get some really good shots from there.
Yeah, for sure. We're closing in on almost 19 minutes now, and it's still a 0-0, which is pretty wild. And also, yeah, Ascent, they're still doing their aggressive thing, but I think they're finding a lot more spots to play a little bit safer in this game than we had kind of seen from them earlier in the turn, which is interesting change of pace in some of these transitions. But yeah, Credo, he is going to be on that sniper, looking for the angle, and a vintage sniper angle location here on Granary, as you mentioned. But Se7en, they definitely spotted him at some point, because they are posted up to not get sniped.
Yeah, they're trying their best not to give him any sort of angle. The moment he even like showed himself ever so slightly, there was pipes flying as well as rockets. So Credo may have to look for a re-rotation. Nothing wrong with going for a play through choke. You know, nothing wrong with trying to change that up a bit, because if you can't get a decent angle from one, always switch to the other. Right now, looking to get a frag, is going to get a fully charged body shot onto Starkey. They need that second frag, or they need to send Zebo in or create some sort of distraction play for Credu to make more happen, because Captain is just going to try his best to deny Credu, and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Yeah, Ams ran in, and he actually got the pick on Sill. He's in left yard, kind of just distracting. In the meantime, Credu hitting some more body shots. Ams is going to go down, but has that opened any space for any more Credu snipes? No, not really. He hasn't really been able to get anything off that distraction. That was almost the opening they needed. Actually, a soldier flying into mid. He's going to eat a body shot, and he is going to go down to another body shot. So Credu gets his second kill here on the sniper. And now he's going to be peeking this angle a bit wider. There's actually no stickies here. So the Ascent team, they're working their way up unscathed. A lot of damage coming for Domo, and here come the Uber trades. Demo beat Demo. Cadis far lower than Domo on health. He's just tanking the entirety of the Uber. As Polygon, he's going to get the late flash in, just try to open up some space. He's just jumping around the map. Credu down, Cadis down. The Demo's getting traded out. Ams returns one, so it's 4-on-4 right now. I mean, oh my God, air shot coming in. Oh my God!
Captain got mulched.
Oh my God, Captain got destroyed, and now Ascent somehow, I mean, that was as scrappy as a fight as it could possibly get, as it's Thalash on point. Sill miles behind enemy lines. Yeah, there are players everywhere. Scylla is going to go down, and now with this 6-on-5, Uber's evened up. This is certainly a situation that Ascent could take advantage of.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, like Ascent thrive on that chaos, and they've created some really good chaotic moments, and they've got the frags as a result. Zebasai is currently hanging out in Lunchbox. He's in a position where I think Starkey's not, no, they're not aware, as they do deal a lot of damage, but it's not enough to really get someone to go down. Like, if he was able to get one frag, you know, Cadus or just someone to create more opportunities, like Cadus or Raymond getting a force would be absolutely perfect. And I didn't feel like Starkey noticed him coming out at all. So right now, back onto this Yard versus second. You know, the third point. Yard is just the third point of Granary. Like,
yeah, it really is. And we're down to 8 minutes on the clock, still 0-0. Starkey on the pyro, and he's trying to get some kind of position here on the point where.
And with 2 minutes, with like 2 minutes left on the actual section of the map as well.
Yeah, I like the mix-up. Actually, Polygon just drops in, but he's going to get blown up. But he did discover that there's an enemy pyro, so now that's information on the board for Ascent. As Se7en are going to try to make a push out. Do they stall out this point and reset to mid? I mean, they could. It's 1 minute 30 seconds left on this point. I mean, it could genuinely stall out and reset. I'm not sure if that's ever happened. Actually, that did happen at a LAN before, and it caused my team to beef out of I-55. So this will be the second time I've ever seen it happen.
I just kind of looked at you, and you look like you're having a post-traumatic flashback. You look like.
So anyway, about the pyro.
Let's
talk about the pyro.
Yeah, let's talk about the pyro. Sorry, man. No, let's not make you relive that. But no, Starkey actually on the pyro, but they've decided, Connor, just to use the Uber in on AMS, and Starkey pushing them out, Ubered in. AMS is now completely behind. It is going to get cleaned up. And Se7en, you know, they can kind of hold this off. They don't want to really risk it. They've managed to get Credo out as well. Domo, is he going to go for some sort of back play? Are they aware? I don't think they know. No, they don't know. Two pipes the scout. Oh, Jesus, what are these plays, Mailer?
Yeah, this is just, this is absolute chaos. There's 30 seconds left on the clock. Did they just want to both stall it out at this point and not risk it? I mean, if Ascent go, they're not really working with any advantage other than, I don't know, Pyro's a disadvantage, maybe? I don't know. Well, they're doing it. Zebasai is in. He's on the Cadus. Starkey, mouse one. So much mouse one as the Ascent scouts try to get on a point. But at this point, with 10 seconds left, I mean, I don't know if this is worth it. The Se7en players are so weak, though. They're going to start trading out. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, the collapse.
It's actually falling apart. Starkey goes down. It's just Thalash on the point versus 2 scouts and a medic. He's going to go down, and
there was 1 second left.
They go with 1 second left.
No way.
The free last cap.
No way.
Oh, my God. The
That's
last
insane.
second. That is absolutely incredible.
There was 2 seconds left on that.
That's, wow. I mean, that was such a risk to even go for that because they had to push in through a choke with no advantage, and they did it with all 6 players.
And there was a pyro.
Yeah,
That's just like the worst place to go into pyro as well, because you're going to be trying to deal damage with your soldiers in your demo, and everything's getting reflected and pushed away. We're going to come onto this second mid. My God, it's been an absolute slug of a first round, but Domo's going to be the first one to go down. Credo as well. Raymond's actually going to get cleaned up by Zebasai. Nice bomb across Polygon, trying to keep a hold of Connor's life, as Connor is getting pressured by 2 scouts. He's juking, he's joving. Oh, he stays alive, and he takes a bow.
Oh my God, Connor managing to stay alive, and that was a absolutely fat mid from Polygon. He did so much. He got 3 kills, but there were 2 other people that he pretty much brought down to 1, and they got cleaned up by one of the scouts. So he basically got 5 frags for himself total on that mid. That was super clean from him. And now Ascent, they are going to be working their way into the yard. Starkey's already on the engineer, building up at last. So, I mean, that obviously signals that Se7en has absolutely 0 interest in contesting the second point, which makes sense as they have nothing to really contest it with. AMS is edging up now towards the point alongside Domo. Cadus getting a little spam in, but I expect Se7en to retreat rather quickly here. Though, I mean, It's as if they're changing their, it's really hard to tell. They're holding this rather aggressively considering Starkey's on NG and they get a pick.
Yeah, they get AMs. Huge amount of spam coming in from Captain and Cadus. And now Captain looking for the opportunity to bomb in. Oh, big rocket on the jumping soldier. Oh, if he had another one in the... No, he got the force!
Wow. He actually got the force out. He gets cleaned up, but, I mean...
Wait, Connor didn't hold? Didn't milk?
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic.
That's not Connor, isn't it? Yeah, that's very, very much not Connor, but Thalash, knowing that he can push forward, goes straight onto Credit. Polygon getting cleaned up as well. And Se7en pushing out onto mid. Ascent with the full back pedal. They're not even going to contest this mid fight right now. They just want to give it up to Se7en. Make sure they can keep Connor alive. They need to stop Se7en just taking this for a yard as well. Because look, they're already in. You've got the players moving in piece by piece. Se7en is trying to take a bit of high ground as well. Just push them out. Deny them as much as possible. Where the heck did Cadus go? He just flew in. He was like right near spawn. He completely denied that forward spawn, which is really nice. And right now, they're going to have the Uber exchange. Even have equaled out. And Cadus now trying to go behind, trying to win the 1v1. Does get the 2 pipes onto Zeva's side, but does trade. That's not someone you want to trade, though, when you're pushing in to second. As Salentes goes down as well. Captain and Raymond are a little bit separated. Thalash and Starkey realize and do join him. McCready now trying to find a little angle to get in. And Am tries to get in, but Captain with some nice rockets. Cleans up Ams, but actually, Starkey going down as well. It's a trade for trade once again, Mela.
Yeah, Captain hitting a vintage Captain land rocket there on the Credu. Ascent, they were able to hold off that push though. They got their Uber up in time, and Polygon, after Zeba went down, Polygon was able to get so much damage onto the Se7en flank that the Se7en push pretty much crumbled at that point, as it was just their combo really trying to do anything at all. The scouts weren't getting any heals up there in Lunchbox, and they were just kind of sat around with 50 health. They couldn't actually make any kind of move, so Se7en just had to stall out. And at this point, it's totally stalled out, as we're in a dead stalemate. And now Am's stealing the Pyro theory as he's standing there with the degreaser on the second point. Se7en, it looks like they want to go for the flank push.
Yeah, they're going to want to go through either Lunchbox. Yeah, they're going to go through the door, probably send Captain in for a bomb, and then follow up with a scout. They've actually got 2 scouts actually joining them in Lunchbox. So Salentes and Cadus distracting near point. Polygon's going to get picked up. They've actually used the Eva. They're trying to get onto Connor. Connor does milk it this time. Nearly goes down, but at 50 HP. But Thalash looking to go behind. Actually gets spotted out by Credit. He's going to try and walk. They're going to get cleaned up by the engineer. Oh no, sorry, that wasn't an engineer. That was a Pyro. And Cadus getting tricked out as well. Captain going down. Diamond. There's so many trades. Everyone's just blowing up.
Yeah, everybody was getting traded out there, and now it's a 3-on-2, kind of 2v2. But Ascent looks like they're just, yeah, they're going to give this up. They're going to go to last. Okay, very key. 50 seconds left on the clock. Both teams are at 50% Uber at this point. Both teams can get Uber in time for this final fight. Ascent Credu is going to be on the engineer class. He's trying to get off that gun as soon as possible. Se7en, they're already gathering up the push here. There are 35 seconds left on the clock as they're coming in through this right-hand side. Cadus leading the charge. He's trying to get the stickies in on the gun. Credu's trying to move it, but if he deaths, the gun is actually going to go down. So will Credu switch to another off class? He's actually going to go onto the sniper. That's an interesting pick. Nope, swaps over to the heavy, as now he's going to do his Kovacs tracking as Salentes is on the pipe. Polygon is going to get that frag. Cadus with 1 back. Right now, there's 10 seconds left on the clock.
Starkey's on 1 HP. They're actually picking up players. They got Connor down as well. Se7en on side. Connor down. Se7en are going to actually get it. There's 3 seconds left. That's going to be an equalizer.
What a push. What
Wait,
a push.
I'm getting flashbacks right now. Do you remember something like this happening? You know, like a year ago between a certain Froyotech and Se7en? No,
I have bad memory.
Se7en did this.
Tell me about it.
Se7en did this before in the grand final, and they've done it again. That was so close. But yeah, that's going to be, you know, Se7en have played against 2 teams that are in contention with them.
Yeah.
And on both times on stream, they've drawed. They've played against Feint.
This is.
They drew. They played against Ascent. They drew.
These day 1 results are chaos.
Yeah, they're absolutely
chaos. I'm not sure what to make of exactly what's happened here, because, yeah, Se7en drew with Feint, drew with EU, beat NA, but NA beat Feint, but lost to Se7en, who drew with...
Rock, paper,
My
scissors,
brain-
my dude.
my-
That's what I said earlier.
My brain.
Yeah,
My brain can't comprehend. Do we have analysts, perhaps, who can comprehend? Can they make sense of what's going on here?
Yeah, us smooth-brained individuals need a little bit of that help. We do have a desk, actually. We are going to be joined by TurboTabs, Ombrak, and Epley, so we're going to pass it over to them.
All right, boys. Hi. Welcome back to the analyst desk. And to answer your question before, no.
No,
No, we
God,
cannot answer
not
this
even close,
question.
mate. Not even close.
Not even close. But on behalf of Henny and Oishi, thank you, Se7en, for tying that up, because otherwise there would have been a three-way tie, and we didn't plan for that scenario, boys.
No, that would have been a nightmare. I actually saw, I believe, some of the admin guys back there sweating blood. It was vicious.
Now, we've seen a new addition to the analyst desk. It'd be a bit rude if we don't introduce him. Hi, Ombrak. How's it going?
Good. I'm happy to be there.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Now, boys, you've been paying attention to the game, and you've been kind of picking apart what's been going on wrong for both of these teams. I was just going to say what's going wrong for Se7en, but they pulled it out of the bag.
Yeah, I mean, somehow Se7en's specialty is capping Granary last with like 2 seconds to go. It seems like a niche specialty to me, but I mean, they seem somewhat consistent with it. But I mean, over the whole game, like obviously, you know, the first 25 minutes was arduous. My God, they made Ascent work for every little kind of advantage, and Se7en really couldn't do much themselves. It was just kind of, you know, everything they were trying, nothing would really happen. They'd kind of peek and prod, and then they'd get like a headshot on a guy, and then they'd be like, how much can we commit? They send a guy, nothing really much happens, and it really was just kind of, it was a war of attrition in the most literal sense. And then it was literally like, okay, the second Ascent got around, I was actually sitting next to my good buddy Ombrak here, and I literally said, all right, how long before Se7en out immediately equalizes? I predicted 1 minute 20, he said 1:45, so it was about 4 minutes or so, but you know, it's pretty close.
Now, Ombrak, break it down for me. How much of it was Se7en just playing out of their mind in that last couple of seconds of the game, or was it just Ascent.EU dropping the ball there? Like, who can I blame here? Who can I praise?
Can I name one person?
You can. I love just naming one person. Come on, let's just, you know, pin them to the cross. Let's go.
It's pushing it a bit, but we've seen Starkey playing Pyro on Se7en's second point to hold it.
Oh,
and so Ascent was winning. Maybe they got a bit cocky, and Amps thought maybe I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to play Pyro on my second point and see how that works. Well, spoiler alert, it didn't really work out really well for them, and in the end, Ascent was pushed back on their last, and they eventually lost by a matter of 2 seconds. You mentioned that, but maybe this is where the crux started to appear in the Ascent wall.
Now, equally, we touched upon it earlier in the pre-game, in the pre-show, that they were kind of emotional lineup. What do you think a team like Ascent.EU are feeling right now after a game like that?
So with about 4 minutes to go, we saw that the last mid-fight, we saw the little bit of swag. Connor was pretty happy. He lived, he did his little taunt, right? That is a sign that, you know, they're in high spirits. They're like, all right, boys,
no,
we got this. We got this. He did taunt. He did, yeah, we didn't ignore that, Condor. We saw you. So he did do the cheeky little taunt, like, mate, this is done and dusted. We've won the mid as well. Everything's good, right? We Gucci.
Oh, it breaks my heart. It was such a
and
happy
then, yeah, with about 3 seconds to go, you lose the round. So, I mean, it's going to take a while. It's going to take, you know, a few kind of deep breaths, maybe an hour or two of kind of, you know, relaxing with some friends before they can get the blood pressure low enough to start thinking about getting to sleep. It's, yeah, it's like when you're a team based on hype and then you lose something that close, which is literally, you've got it done and dusted. The gift's all wrapped up, ready to go, and then you just stamp all over it.
Now, Ombrak, you're the most experienced player on this panel here. Like, I mean, tell us how Se7en are feeling at this point. Are you coming out of this with like a sense of achievement or victory, or are you a bit ashamed that it even came that close?
I don't know. You have to take into account the context of that game. It wasn't supposed to be played that late. It was supposed to be like round 4 or 5 or something. So who knows what would have happened? It was played if it had been played in like I think it was planned to.
I think it was round 4 or something.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be played around 4 p.m. or something like that. So maybe stuff would have happened differently. As for Se7en, I think they're experienced enough to know that at the end of the day, it's just one game amongst 7 others. It would be interesting to know what would have happened if they had lost or win it regarding to their standings in the invite group. Maybe at the end of the day, maybe it's going to be like really decisive in matter of where in the playoff they will be played. But I don't think it's that much of. I don't think that game has. It was a nice story, but at the end of the day, I don't think that impacts that much the rest of the LAN.
It's just a big piece added to a huge puzzle and story that we've done just throughout the day. It's been a crazy day. It's hard to keep track of it. Luckily, we've prepared a video for you guys to kind of catch you up within the day. That will play for you right now.
Like they could have pushed if they'd gotten Lucas there, but
Trying to come in. Look at the damage, Lucas!
Ooh,
Look
the pipes.
Oh! That's a smash out of phase. Good work from Lucas there. Puppy actually.
But Stark's playing the point, and the bombs come in whilst Stark is distracting here. Cadis putting some stickies down on the point. The kills are going either way for these teams. Cadis really weak, and Riverside, as all these respawns are coming in now for Fame, they're just holding on to this point as Cadis and Raymond versus the world. Cadis has so much cap time. Can Raymond get the saw? He gets one saw. It's just against Classy. Oh no!
God! Oh my God! He nearly got Classy there. He got another. If he got another saw, he'd be pretty like. Delicious. That was absolutely a treat to watch. Welcome back to the analyst desk, and now I think it's going to be the nostalgic desk because, God, what a day, boys! What a day! I mean, not only has it been great frag material, it's just been a very, very exciting day, just on the tables as well. Like, Umbrak, have you ever seen anything like it? Has it literally been the closest LAN that we've ever watched?
Quite possibly, and I think we'll all be really thrilled to say that this is not a one-team LAN. This is not even a two-teams LAN. It's pretty much four-teams LAN. Maybe even Aura Electro or Big Block LAN can do something on the next day. And it's really exciting to see that no matter who's there, the competition is really, really tight. And we're really lucky tomorrow who can predict what's going to happen, because I have absolutely no clue.
Equally, I mean, convince give us just a quick mini rundown, just like the people that have kind of skipped to the stream and just went, oh, I missed the first day, yeah, it doesn't matter, I'll just gloss over this day. Why are they wrong? Why should they tune back and watch some of these games here?
So we've had a collection of some really good upsets, some really like confusing situations. We've had some games where you kind of watch it and you're just like, I don't actually know how that happened or why that happened or whether it should really have happened, any of that. You know, a lot of situations happened. You know, there are some issues, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't know. Exactly. But no, genuinely, like, of all the teams we've seen, like this top 8, we've seen just incredible stuff from really like every single team. You know, we've seen like upsets, we've seen some, you know, kind of confident wins. You know, some of the matchups where you're like, yeah, they'll definitely win. You know, we've seen teams kind of sail through nice and comfortable. Other ones we've seen kind of ridiculous situations where individual players will carry a team. You know, other situations where an entire team will just kind of like crumble to pieces. I mean, in terms of getting you hyped for a LAN, it's an incredible day for it because it really does just show that at this point in the LAN, like, well, exactly what Umbrak says, like, there's no clear-cut winner. There's no kind of, you know, top, like, whatever. Like, you have a collection of 5 teams where realistically, right, more or less any one of them could, like, take this, right? I feel like, you know, you sit top 5, like, if you're going to be, you know, a little bit kind of, you know, a little bit kind of meaner, you're going to say, okay, realistically, it's a top 4. But honestly, I don't know. Like, it was absolutely wild. Like, the one prediction I think I made about today, which was true, is that it was going to be a bloodbath. And it genuinely was.
Wow, there you go. It's all said and there and done. Now, you've had 2 vast different experiences. You've played in the tournament, you've watched the tournament. I've ignored most of the tournament. So, I mean, just give me your own personal highlights. What have you just found, like, great about this first day of LAN? I'll start off with you, Umbrak. Come on. What are you like playing about today? Is it the fact that you have to play online servers?
Well, disregarding all the mishaps that can happen at LAN, again, really exciting to see all these crazy talents just grouping up together and giving us incredible games. And if we remember well, it all started to the very first game with, I think it was Feint playing against Ascent. And it was already kind of an upset with Feint taking a comfortable win against Ascent.EU. That was the first game, and it set the tone for the rest of the tournament. Yeah. And then starting from there, every game was a joy to watch because you could not expect what's going to happen in it. We've seen, you mentioned that, individual plays. We've seen team cohesion plays. We've seen everything. And the best is, nothing was at stake yet. And tomorrow, people will get knocked out. Tomorrow we'll have TEs. Tomorrow we'll have epiphanies. I don't know what's going to happen, but if today was crazy, tomorrow will be even crazier.
Equally, is there anything that stands out from today? Maybe a particular frag, maybe a particular moment, something maybe even personal to you. What's been so great so far about LAN?
I mean, you know, I got my one little game that I casted, which genuinely, you know, regardless of the fact that it was incredibly one-sided, I actually think it's kind of incredible seeing a game which, like, Ascent.NA are looking on form, right? When they get in a situation, they're looking like they can really start doing some things, right?
He's only just figured out.
It's interesting, right? It's interesting, you know? You've got to love it.
He's only like, which team is he
mesmerizing
even.
You know what else is really good, though? You know what else is, like, I enjoyed consistently throughout the day, right? Not just one game, one play, whatever. I've genuinely really enjoyed, like, every LAN I go to, one of the biggest reasons why I'll keep going is to watch the game in a crowd. Because there's nothing like watching TF2 in a crowd full of people, right? And today, you know, there's been weird issues. There's been, like, delays. There's been this, that, whatever. People not quite sure when the games are. And yet every single game that I've watched in the crowd has been, like, super sick. Everyone's been, like, proper up for it. Like, you know, people, like, disappear for, like, 5 minutes here and there. Then the second they see a game, they're, like, all flooding back, ready to watch the next game. And that's been genuinely so much fun. I think tomorrow, you know, like, that's just the guys who didn't have all the open games to play. Tomorrow's going to be even more. Like, we're going to fill up, like, half this hall just with TF2 guys.
Now, you keep saying about tomorrow. We actually do have some tiebreakers, but don't worry, I'm kidding with you. We're not actually going to do tiebreakers. We're going to do that tomorrow because Penny and Ayushi wanted to kind of really sit down and figure out how are they going to pull off these tiebreakers with what little schedule they have. So hopefully we'll bless them and hopefully they'll
Good luck to them.
Yeah. All right. I think we can wrap it up here. I think we can start going home. We can start going to sleep or going to the bar. Depends on what kind of TF2 player you are. Either way, we will see you all tomorrow right here on the desk. X-Time will be back, and I'll be right there in the background with him, sort of, maybe. Maybe you'll see some of these guys as well. I want to thank Umbrak for coming on
when I raised the trophy Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They will seem.
Oh yeah. I remember top 5 top 5 Suns throwing their hat in as well during all that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Again, thank you, Ombrag. Thank you, Epley, and thank you guys for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow.